Welcome to Blockbuster Tales, where movies come to life through epic breakdowns. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for your weekly dose of cinematic deep dives. Let's dive into the story. Tyler Rake has vanished from the radar following the rescue of his team in Georgia. Months pass with no trace of him until a covert signal is intercepted by an Australian Black Ops unit. They believe Tyler is alive but trapped deep within an insurgent-controlled jungle in Southeast Asia. Rumored to be working with a rogue faction, the government denies involvement, but a shadow mission is approved to verify Tyler's survival and bring him back. Nik Khan takes the lead, assembling a team of elite mercenaries and informants. She's haunted by a personal debt to Tyler and believes only she can get him out. The trail leads to a brutal region in Myanmar where warlords run child armies and American fugitives run illegal weapons labs. Along the way, she uncovers encrypted files suggesting Tyler's new role isn't by force, but by choice. Tyler Rake is revealed to be alive and working with a mysterious ex-CIA operative named Varga, who manipulates regional conflicts for profit. Tyler appears to be leading extraction missions for him, rescuing or relocating VIPs, but something feels off. The missions result in massive collateral damage. Nik tracks him to a village recently razed after a supposed rescue. Confronting Tyler becomes more complicated when he saves Nik during an ambush. He tells her that he's doing what no one else will, trying to dismantle the warlord networks from within. Nik doesn't buy it. Tensions grow within the team as loyalties divide. Some believe Tyler's been turned. Others think he's still playing the long game. Varga, sensing betrayal, places a bounty on Nik's head and begins hunting them using Tyler's former squad. Tyler must now go against the people he trained to protect Nik. The chase through ancient temple ruins and dense jungle becomes a brutal cat-and-mouse game, with shifting alliances at every turn. The enemy always seems one step ahead. Tyler confesses that Varga holds his son hostage alive, hidden 4 years after Tyler thought he had died. Varga used this to manipulate him. Now, Tyler has a plan to get his son back, but it requires Varga to trust him again. Nik agrees to help, but warns it's a suicide mission. Tyler doesn't care. For the first time, he's not running from death. The next mission takes them to Laos, where a deal is set to take place between Varga and a triad lord. Tyler infiltrates the meeting disguised as a beer, while Nik sets charges on the outside. Just when it seems like Tyler might be exposed, an old ally from Extraction 2 Yoz returns, having faked his death, and clears the way for Tyler to escape. They locate the secret prison where Tyler's son is kept. It's underground, guarded by ex-Special Forces mercenaries. The assault begins with a coordinated drone strike and an EMP blast. Chaos erupts. In the middle of gunfire and smoke, Tyler finally sees his son alive. Scared and barely recognizing him, Tyler softens for a second. Then bullets start flying. They escape the prison, but not without losses. One of Nik's team dies, and Yoz is wounded. Tyler's son is traumatized, barely speaking. The boy doesn't trust him. Tyler blames himself, but pushes forward. They now have Varga's encrypted satellite phone, which reveals his next move, igniting a civil war to secure his grip on the region's weapons trade. As they flee, Varga's private army intercepts them in a mountain pass. A massive firefight ensues on a narrow cliffside. Tyler hands his son off to Nik and takes on the bulk of the assault solo, using a combination of explosives and guerrilla tactics to force the mercenaries off the ridge. Blooded and beaten, Tyler rejoins the team just as a helicopter arrives. Back at a temporary safe house, they decrypt more of Varga's data. They discover Varga is backed by corrupt government officials and planning a high-profile assassination to trigger global outrage. Time is running out. The team agrees if they take out Varga, The dominoes fall. Tyler insists on leading the strike. He says it's his burden to end what he started. Varga's final operation is based on a decommissioned oil rig off the coast of Thailand, retrofitted into a private fortress. Getting there unnoticed requires a sea infiltration during a monsoon. The team boards a stolen smuggler's boat. Waves crash around them, lightning splits the sky, and the mission begins with zero visibility and zero backup. Once inside the rig, they use scuba gear and underwater explosives to breach the lower decks. Tyler and Yus sweep the interiors floor by floor, while Nik provides sniper support from a boat. Explosions rock the structure as they sabotage communication towers and weapons stores. Varga unleashes his elite guards, leading to brutal hand-to-hand combat. Tyler finally corners Varga in a flooded engine room. Varga taunts him about his failures, his son, and how violence always follows him. In a brutal, emotional fight, Tyler overpowers him but hesitates. Nik arrives and takes the shot instead. Varga dies, but not before triggering a timed self-destruct. The rig begins to collapse. The team scrambles to escape, dragging Yus, who's critically injured. Tyler carries his son on his back, swimming through fiery debris. Nik barely makes it out before the rig explodes. The sea swallows the fortress. A nearby UN vessel picks them up. For once, they're not fugitives but heroes. But the scars are deep, and the price was high. Back in Australia, Tyler tries to reconnect with his son. The boy is quiet, but begins opening up, bonding over shared loss. Tyler, finally unshackled from his ghosts, begins a slow recovery. He turns down another mission. Nik leaves him with a smile, hinting at her own plans for redemption. While Tyler focuses on healing, a new challenge brews quietly. Intelligence files recovered from Varga's satellite phone mention a hidden cache of biological weapons buried beneath a former saga site in Eastern Europe. One of the vials is already missing. The implications are terrifying. Nik shares this intel with a contact in Interpol, only to find that the contact is later found dead. Yus, though wounded, continues working with Nik from a distance. They uncover a pattern. Varga wasn't just an arms dealer, he was part of a much larger covert syndicate operating globally, known as the Syndral Circle. This group has agents embedded in various intelligence agencies and uses war zones to test new tech and chemical weapons. Tyler might have dismantled one head, but the Hydra is still alive. Meanwhile, Tyler's son stumbles upon a locked case hidden in the gear Tyler brought back. Inside, he finds an old photo of Tyler and a woman, his mother. Written on the back is a location: Volgograd, Russia. Tyler is stunned. He had buried that memory for years. Could she still be alive? Or is someone baiting him back into the shadows? In the final scene, a shadowy figure approaches Tyler during a beach walk, offering him a file. The threat isn't over. Another extraction is needed, but this one may reach into the highest levels of global intelligence. Tyler stares at the ocean, then at his son building a sandcastle. He doesn't answer. Cut to black. A post-credit scene shows a new antagonist, an ex-KGB ghost operative watching footage of Tyler's last mission. He mutters, "Bring him in alive, or not at all." The hunt has begun again, setting the stage for Extraction 5.